Okay, it's the 25th of July, around 9 in the morning. We're up in Payson at the Master Garden, Joanne's Master Garden. We're going to put a new set of bees, of leafcutter bees. As you remember, last time we put on May 9th, we put a set of bees, and we actually put them here next to the greenhouse with the habitat located down here below this post. We finally had to move them around so much because the sun was hitting them, and I finally ended up putting the habitat down here, but I put the bees actually in here. You can see the one of the habitats is still there. It turns out that we got no activity, unlike the ones in Gilbert, which we put out at about the same time. 3 weeks later, we got a huge activity there. So we're back again. This time, what we're going to do is co-locate the habitat and the cocoons. To try and get them to pair up. We did see a little 4 or 5 tubes filled. You can see the picture. But in bringing back the habitat, but now we're not quite sure whether those were actually done at the Gilbert site or whether they were done here. When my quick inspection here, I did not see them. So that's an interesting question. So now we're going to go scout around and see some places to put these bees. Okay, you can see we have lots of choices here. We got water, we've got lots of different... First I'm going to go over to the pumpkin patch and do a quick check of that. It's been raining here for the last week or so. You can see the ground is thoroughly soaked. Joanne said it's rained about 3 inches over the last week or 10 days. And so she said the pumpkin people were here yesterday working for a couple hours. So we're going to go check this out. You can see they got their plants up. 3 plants still. They're trying to choose which one. And so I want to try and stay away from here so as to not to interfere with their activity. You see, it looks like somebody planted corn over there. So we're going to scout out what are our options. Over here you can hear a lot of bee activity. You can even see some here. I think these are honeybees, but they're pretty much all over this thing. One option is to put it here. This is a north facing, but this time, besides co-locating the habitat and the cocoons, I also want to put it in a sheltered spot from the rain. Not so much because the rain would affect them, since that's pretty common in the wild, but because it makes it easier for us to observe and track them if it's a place where it's somewhat sheltered. So one option I was thinking is on the north side of the property at the front of the house. You can see there's this shelf here by this window. This is right at the entrance, the front entrance. We even thought of maybe just putting it in this corner, but I didn't want to put it too much inside a human enclosure, because that might keep the bees away. But this place here has an overhang, and so that would be one option. Here's another option. This is a bird feeder, which of course we wouldn't want to put them by the birds. The birds might eat them. But again, this is sheltered, and it's also obviously easy to get to do observations and checks. So that's another option. Okay, now another option which both Michelle and Joanne suggest is this this little shed here that's wired. It's all wires. It does have a roof on it, and obviously the bees can get in and out through the wires, and this might be a good place where it's relatively sheltered, but at the same time it's open out. So we'll decide which one to do here, figure out how to do this. It's a little over 9 on the 25th. We have come to Joanne's Master Garden to put another batch of leaf cutters. The last ones didn't work here. They worked in Gilbert. But we looked at some sites. We decided to put them in this little structure here. It's screened. And so what we've done is we've put one of the habitats here that we got from the bee supplier, cocoon supplier. We put the bees right on top of them. We also have a second set here. We have the habitat, which has holes, but they're probably too big for leaf cutters, but we'll see. But we put another batch. We divided up the quart basically in half. So we put half a quart there, half a quart in this plate. And so we'll see what comes out of it. A few of them spilled, so I put them here on the top. You can see that direction we're facing in now is south. This is east, so the sun rises here, and this is west over here. The pumpkin patch is over behind all those plants. You can see there's quite a bit of bee activity, including on these flowers back here. So we're hoping this is a good spot. I was initially concerned about the temperature, but it's at least 20 degrees cooler here than in Phoenix area, so I'm less concerned about it. In fact, I might even be concerned in the other direction, that there's not enough warmth to get them to emerge. So let's see what happens. We can check it regularly, but this is going to be our, I guess this is the 9th location we've tried at Joanne's. For the blue orchard bees, we had locations 1 through 7. Then the leaf cutters that we put out in May, we numbered the 8th, and so this is the 9th. So let's see. We do hear a lot of bee activity. I think they're mostly honeybees, though. So there does seem to be a lot of provisions, and there's obviously lots of leaves to cut here.